Welcome back to Lucid Daily, where we talk all things Lucid. Today, there was not a ton of crazy news, but I did manage to grab a couple of good insights regarding Lucid. Let's go ahead and get started. So, one of the very first things that you want to take a look at is Lucid was down 3.19% today and down another 0.5% in the after hours. Lucid was not alone today, as Tesla was down almost 3% as well as 0.5% in the after hours. The macroeconomics are absolutely destroying most stocks in the market right now, and EVs happen to be part of that. Next, you have Rivian. Oddly enough, they were up a little over 0.25%, down 0.5% in the after hours. So it does look like all three EV companies are down 0.5% in the after hours. And GGPI remained up 5% today, down almost 0.75% in the after hours. This largely due to what appears to be their Super Bowl ad in this year's Super Bowl. So it's odd that that made the stock run, but I guess there's not a ton of volume. So a little bit of exciting news is what GGPI needed to really get a spark going. All right, so one of the first things that I want to talk about was Lucid's response to customer service. Now, this is something that they can really take advantage of, because one of the biggest complaints that I hear about Tesla, and my father, who's a Tesla owner, complains about sometimes, is their service isn't as fast or as thorough as it could be, mainly due to the law of large numbers because they have so many vehicles out. But Lucid, because they have a limited number of vehicles out right now, they can really take advantage of starting off with all their customers on the right foot by giving them phenomenal customer experience. So as you can see, Dr. EV said today, customer service help has been nearly instantaneous. You either call or email with any problem or question, and they either email you or you can call right away with call you right away with a solution. And Travis Morgan said that he's actually receiving his delivery this weekend. We'll get to his delivery number here in just a second. But he said that the customer service has been great because they've been open about communication. And even Elon Musk was on Twitter this week talking about how there was even quite a bit of, I don't want to say beef, but there was a little bit of complaints from a handful of Model X customers that had their deliveries delayed. And they had some qualms with that, and Elon Musk actually chimed in the conversation to address those. This is by Bad Driver 2020. He actually did let me test drive his Dream Edition, which is a super cool experience. He's showing off one of the cool features that Lucid Dream Edition has, which is alerting you when the car in front of you moves at a red light. That way it chimes instead of getting honked at or having your passenger say go. There's a little chime and it notifies you that it's time to drive. So that is a really cool feature, and I'm glad that Lucid is already starting to improve their cars with over-the-air features, every single feature. So exciting things for Lucid. Next, you have Bad Driver again was saying that his Lucid after-hours service has been really good. He had a problem with his home charger. He talked to one of the helpers, one of the associates of Lucid, and they quickly helped him, and he was able to get his full charge in this morning, and he was off to work. So really good seeing how quick, again, their customer service is. They can really make a good impact with customers, and it has a good social impact as well. The next thing we want to talk about is Travis Morgan's delivery is confirmed at number 458. We have yet to have a picture of this confirmation, but he did say he will be getting his car this weekend, and he will be posting pictures about it. So subscribe if you want to see that. And just to kind of see where we're at, if we are at 458, we are just shy of that 520. So I think it is fairly certain that they didn't reach the 520 deliveries in Q4. The next thing we want to hear is, are we on track for the 2022 deliveries, my apologies. So this is, I cut off the person's name for a reason, but this is one of the reasons that I started this channel, is to address FUD on most sides. There was a headline that says Tesla's undertaking its 4th car recall in 2 weeks, but all the recall was turning off the boombox feature in the Tesla. So I'm sure headlines will come out about this with Lucid as well as Tesla, and I do just think it's fair to clarify that this recall was simply solved with an over-the-air update. So, and it doesn't make sense to bash on Tesla as a Lucid shareholder, because when Tesla wins, it's an advancement for EVs, the whole EV industry. If Tesla can prove something, then Lucid has something to prove as well. Just like how when Lucid achieved the 520-mile range, that proves that battery technology is really good, and Tesla now has something to prove as well. So it goes both ways. Just wanted to clarify that. The next thing is I did get an email from Lucid I don't know how they have my email, but they just said that they said surprise your love and secure your place in line with a fully refundable reservation starting at just $300 for a Lucid Air. This goes until June 30th. So I would like to extend a challenge to you guys. You should set a goal for the number of subscribers that we should reach by the end of the year, and if we can all come to accordance by the number of subscribers that this channel has by the end of the year, I will put in a reservation for a Lucid Air. Enough with that. All right, so this was something that I did just want to clarify in one of the early episodes of Lucid Daily is politics. Politics have been playing a role in EVs lately with legacy automakers and Tesla. And the reason that I put this up, it says that GM hires Joe Biden's niece for its DC lobbying office. Now, the reason I put this up is because it's going to be interesting to see how Lucid falls. Obviously, legacy automakers are invited openly to the White House, whereas Tesla has not been invited near as much. Now, not to get into politics, I'm just curious where Lucid is going to fall in the term of the political realm. Are they going to be like legacy automakers? Are they going to be welcome to the White House, or are they going to be kind of like Tesla, where they kind of have to stand their own ground? Just wanted to kind of put this up here just to like look back in the future and see exactly what happened. The next thing is there was an article posted that says, as the crowd cools on Lucid stock, a comeback may prove difficult. Now, I did just take one segment from this article because it was interesting to me. So I'll go ahead and read it for our listeners only. It says, unfortunately, taking a look at what's trending on Wall Street bets, chatter about Lucid has fallen considerably. Decreased enthusiasm among investors, both Main Street and Wall Street, doesn't necessarily mean a big dive is in store. However, prospects of Lucid making a move back to 40, 50, or 60 per share may be more limited. Now, I want to talk about why I believe this is right and why I believe this is wrong. And to start off, I don't know if it is the world's best thing to be one of the higher listed tickers on Wall Street bets. It means there's a lot of momentum in there, which means it could be dangerous and create false supports and false buying opportunities. So you just want to be careful when it comes to momentum stock buying, and not saying that Lucid is a momentum stock, but sometimes it does get caught up in the momentum of the stock market, and it does get hyped up quite a bit. Not saying that Lucid shouldn't be hyped up, but 40, 50, 60 in the near term is a far stretch. But I'm really excited to see how Lucid performs when it comes to earnings. 60 was really crazy, and I think a large portion of that was contributed to Wall Street bets. So it's not a terrible thing that Lucid is not on Wall Street bets trending constantly, because we don't want this to turn into a momentum stock. We want this to be a fundamentally sound company that lets their earnings do the talking. That's what I like about Lucid. That's what I want to have happen to Lucid, is let the earnings do the talking. The next thing that you see, I don't normally follow these things super closely, but I did think it was a kind of a cool landmark for Lucid. Financial Journey tweeted out this afternoon that Blackrock has increased their shares to 12 million shares into Lucid. And just the 10 hours before, Vanguard disclosed that it had 62,000 shares into Lucid, so 19% less than Tesla. But it's still really cool to see one of the biggest investment capitals to having a big stake in Lucid. Obviously, it's not near as big as Tesla, but also Lucid is considerably smaller than Tesla, and it can be seen as more of a risky investment. So it was cool to see a company as large as Blackrock investing into Lucid. One of the last things that I want to talk about was also, I've been getting a lot of questions about the infotainment system for Lucid. And as you can see here are a handful of infotainment audio for Lucid. It has iHeartRadio, Pocket Casts, Spotify, Tidal, and TuneIn Radio. Now, with that Spotify plug, I just want to give a shameless plug that our podcast is on Spotify as well. So go ahead and check it out on Spotify. Feel free to leave it a review, and consider subscribing if you like this form of Lucid news, where I try to give you exactly how it is and not hype up the stock too much. I try really hard to give an honest perspective without trying to be one of the crazy people on YouTube or on Twitter that are saying the stock's going absolutely to the moon. Like I said, I want this company to be fundamentally sound. There may be some bumps in the road, but overall, I'm excited for Lucid's future and to see exactly where it goes, and for EVs in general. So again, if you do appreciate this, consider subscribing, and like always, we'll see you next time.